What's going on, guys? It's Jimmy here. So now that the debt ceiling deal is done and signed, sigh of relief for now, right? The stock market looks like it could have some smooth sailing in sight, according to some analysts. The Dow Jones Stock Index jumped 700 points alone on Friday on the hot jobs report and because they actually passed the debt limit, and the NASDAQ notches sixth straight winning week. Wow. So people's pensions, IRAs, 401ks starting to see a nice bump. And at least with the debt limits and out of the way, that's, one less thing. So really, I think that's a big fear out of the way for a lot of people. I think another big fear here is, of course, will we be drawn into a war with Russia? World War III type of thing, and of course the Taiwan China thing also as well. Of course, a big fear if that were to go away, I think we would really see a big jump here. But again, the Russian second in command, the former president, said that could go on for decades. So we will see here. But with that being gone here, we're stock market seeing a pretty good bump here. Also, the jobs report said here relatively strong employment jobs report there, but honestly, I think it's almost a 50-50 shot here on whether the Fed is going to raise interest rates here again. Um, it could go either way here, and that's really a crapshoot whether or not they're going to do it here. And it's unbelievable here. I think we've had it's 10 or 11 times now that the Fed has raised interest rates here. I'll show you a headline here. And this is a significant problem. More than 1 in 4 American homeowners is house poor. House poor, and raising of interest rates is really hurting even more people. People that buy a new home, people try to get in, the first time home buyers, people with adjustable rate mortgages. Interest rates going up and staying up for longer is going to hurt a lot more people. More than 1 in 4 American homeowners is house poor. In addition to this, we also have many Americans facing hunger crisis as food insecurity rises. We still have really, I don't know if food prices have come down or are going to come down. It doesn't really seem like food prices are going to be affected by interest rate hikes. And the details on this one: cuts to the food stamp program, SNAP, and formerly known as food stamps, earlier this year reduced benefits at a time when groceries are 20% costlier than 2 years ago. That caused food insecurity to jump to unprecedented levels. And this mostly affects seniors, children, and of course, those in poverty. In May, among food stamp recipients, according to a new survey from Propel, which makes an app for beneficiaries to check balances for SNAP, about 44% of respondents reported skipping meals in the last month. 7% increase and a record high. Wow. 44% of respondents reported skipping meals in the last month. When I see 1 in 3 households with children reporting that their children were hungry or they skipped a meal, that shouldn't happen, according to the Greater Boston Food Bank. Of course, there are food banks out there, so please, you can look those up on Google. That is an extra place you can look for help. For example, her group's study released Tuesday found that 33% of Massachusetts households were food insecure in 2022, while 36% of those children didn't have enough food last year. And of course, things that haven't helped, they've stopped the child tax credit monthly payments. They've reduced the payments of those. They were $3,000 to $3,600 only for that 1 year. They've reduced that down significantly. The monthly checks aren't there anymore. Now there's going to be SNAP work requirements and reductions there. Although there is kind of maybe a bump for homeless people and veterans. So it's maybe a little bit of a give and take with this new bill that was passed. So you guys can, there's a little bit of a give and take there. You guys can let me know your thoughts here on this. One of the biggest problems is the cost of inflation and interest rates going up, credit card interest rates at an all-time high. And if they keep raising interest rates, or even if they just stay high for a long time, that is going to be a significant burden on the low and middle class of America, the place where the majority of Americans do the living, the breathing, the dying, the eating, the struggling, and the working of America. This is literally where everything happens, right? And interest rates are one of the key essentials to that. That's why I cover it so much here on our channel. People don't realize that. People that don't even like factor that in and don't pay attention to that stuff do not realize how much interest rates affect them unless they have no credit card debt, no mortgage, and maybe they have a car paid off. Then maybe they're okay. But if you have a mortgage, if you have credit card debt, if you have cars, like this stuff affects you, and paying attention to your interest rate really, really matters. You know, the difference in a couple percentage points on a home mortgage is tens of thousands of dollars or hundreds of thousands of dollars in interest alone over the course of the life of your loan. Like that's the difference in a full retirement account for some people. Yeah, and when we're talking about interest rates have gone from in the twos to the sevens for literally in just a matter of like a year for home mortgages, it's insane. It's insane. It's taken homes from being affordable to out of reach for millions of Americans. Personally, I don't think they're going to last that long because of a couple different reasons. Number one, it's causing the government billions of dollars more in interest. Like the government's to the point where they're paying about $1 trillion a year in interest. We don't know the exact number. It literally fluctuates probably by the day. It actually could be more than that at this point. But I don't think interest rates are going to stay high for long. Now, how long and how high for how long, your guess is as good as mine. But I think the shorter, the better for everybody. The problem is I think we might be due for another interest rate hike. Who knows how many more? And the other question here is how long? That's a significant problem. And for people that have credit card interest, we're at about, I think it's just under $1 trillion in credit card interest of Americans combined. And you know, the thing that really blew my mind here is that we just discovered this here a few days ago, is that the United States, Americans, actually have more money in student loan debt than credit card debt. And in fact, 60% more, $1.6 trillion in student loan debt for the people that have student loans compared to the people that have credit card debt. And I found that completely shocking because you would think that almost everybody has a credit card at this point, even if they don't use it or they just use it a little bit and they pay it off, or even if they pay it off completely or whatever, right? Everybody has a credit card or at least debit card, right? But it was actually mind blowing to me to see that there was 60% more student loan debt for Americans combined, all the money combined, than there is in credit card debt. And that's shocking to me. And that really shows you how bad the student loan debt crisis is. Now, I don't have student loan debt, and my wife, we paid hers off. Mine's actually paid off too. I only went to college for a little bit, and then I became an entrepreneur. Glad I did. But it really just shows you how hard it is for people that go to college, get a degree, or don't get a degree, and have to pay for it, hundreds of thousands of dollars, The problem is it's only getting worse. The pharmaceutical industry, healthcare, and college, two or three things there that are literally just they charge you whatever they want and they get away with it. It's criminal. Let me know your thoughts here. I'll keep you up to date here on everything going on here in our country on a daily basis. If you haven't yet, make sure to subscribe down below, click the bell icon, and thanks for liking and sharing these videos. Let me know your thoughts here in the comments, and I'll keep you up to date here. Here's some videos you should watch next. Two bills just passed, and President Biden is going to veto one of them, and they're major bills here. Or here in this video, did you know that Russia has actually invaded other countries in the past that you might not know about? Yeah, so click on one of those videos next. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next video.